8th C. Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, beta. Everybody is fine?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Everybody is working hard for the exams. Exams
Yes, ma'am.
here too.
No, ma'am.
Who is saying no? You're not working hard for your exams? You're not studying? Not studying or what? My voice is not coming. Everybody is able to hear my voice.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
Is it
yes,
clear?
ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then who is this? Bhavika. Bhavika, some problem in your device? Go and set your.
Now clear, ma'am.
Now it's clear? Okay, fine.
Yes,
Then, as you all know, that PA2, the date is periodic assessment, your class date is 15th for SST.
yes, ma'am.
For the date sheet, na 15th in as for SST, and pattern will be same MCQ type. MCQ questions will be given in which you have to choose and you have to mark there. Do all the questions first, read all the questions carefully, and then uh, mark the answers. Clear? Submit the paper before going through all the answers that you have marked the things or not, and whatever wherever things required you have to fill all the things. Clear? And if any problem you can call on my number also, and MCQ based questions will be there inside of the lesson, outside of the lesson, anywhere, because in history and civics backside no MCQs and all are there. So inside it will be there. Plus geography also inside and outside both can be there. So go through the lessons from inside. Lessons are being completed. And in my previous video, this judiciary lesson was also completed. Hope everybody had seen that video. Everybody has seen the video, the previous video in which
Yes, ma'am.
I had completed the lesson. Only Elsie has seen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So in my previous video, I have completed the full chapter of judiciary. If you want to understand it clearly, you can go through that previous video. Any doubt, you can ask me on the call also or on WhatsApp group also. Clear? You just want to go through the lesson once again, if you want to understand once again, or we should start just a type of revision, oral revision. What do you want? Oral revision, or just the in the previous video, whatever we have read, I had given you, I had explained you. You want that only?
मैम एक बार वापस बता दो.
एक बार रिमाइंड करवा दूं वो जो पढ़ाया है मैंने पिछला.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So in our previous class, we have to start with this. Till here we have completed much earlier till here, and we have read about the Lakshman Kumar case. Are you all aware about that Lakshman Kumar case, where his means wife was burnt by the in-laws just because of dowry? Yes or no? You have
Yes, ma'am.
you have gone through that story. Till that story we have completed. Yes. Then now after that story, after that story, we have to start with this: what are the different branches of the legal system? Now in my previous video I explained about the two branches. Main is criminal and civil law, means which cases could be heard under civil law and criminal law, and which cases to be heard in the civil law. So these are the two branches of the legal system. Now criminal law, ex- the means cases under criminal law will be, wait a second, I will first make it clear. Yes, in criminal law, we have understood about the which all things will come, which type of situations will be handled in the criminal law. Under the criminal law, they will be theft, harassing a woman to bring more dowry, or a murder. These type of cases will be heard in the criminal law or in the criminal court. Clear? And in the civil law, the disputes related to sale of land, purchase of goods, rent, and divorce cases. So these cases will be heard under civil law. So these are the civil laws, and these theft, harassing women to bring dowry, murder, they will be heard under criminal law. Next, in under the criminal law only, we have further understood that the first most important thing is to lodge an FIR, that is first information report. After putting this first information report only, then only you will be able to file a case and the police investigation will be started. And here in the civil law, on the other hand, the you have to file a case first. Either the means two parties will be there always in the dispute matter, and either of the two party can file the case, and the case will be heard there in the civil court. And if in criminal law, if the person is found guilty, that means if the guilt has been proved of that person, then the person will be sent to jail, or can also be fined, means can also be asked to pay some money. But in criminal civil laws, the case between the we have seen the case between the landlord and the tenant, that the tenant was not giving the money, was not paying the rent to the landlord. In these types of cases, anyone can file the case in the civil court, and the court can order either to vacate that particular land on which the discussion or dispute is arising, or whatever, if rent problem is there, uh, then the tenant can be asked to pay the rent to the landlord. So this was about the criminal and civil civil cases, or criminal law or civil law. Next, further in this, we have studied about does everyone have access to courts? Yes, it is said that in India, everybody has got the access to courts. Access to courts means they can move to the courts easily to get the justice. But actually, it seems very difficult. The process is very difficult, and that is why most of the people, that is those who are poor, they cannot afford this legal processes and all, and that is why they do not go to these courts, they do not approach these courts for the to get the justice or for the decision. And first of all, the involve it the legal processes involve a lot of money. That is why the poor people are not able to access the court, they are not able to reach the court. And second, the paperwork is also there, lot of paperwork is also there. And as you know that when if the people are poor, might be they will not be able to have so much knowledge, or they might not have so much will be not educated. And that is why they will not be able to approach the courts easily. Then uh, we have seen that this legal processes is that is why it involves as it involves a lot of money, and paperwork is also there. That is why poor people, most of the poor people in India, uh, are not able to approach the court easily to get the justice. Then further in this only we have seen that Supreme Court in early 1980s has devised a mechanism of public interest litigation. That means Supreme Court has devised such a process that is called as public interest litigation, which involves means easy access to justice. Easily, even poor people can file a case. It had made for everyone, every citizen, that they can easily file a case for getting the justice. So this mechanism, this process has been started by Supreme Court, and the name of this is public interest litigation. That is PIL. In short, it is called as PIL. Now, it allowed any individual or organization to file a PIL, means any organization or any individual, whether rich or poor, can easily file a case if he or she is in need for justice. And they can file a case either in High Court or a Supreme Court, either of them, just by a simplified structure, means very simple process is there, that even they can write a letter or a telegram addressing the Supreme Court or the High Court so as to get the justice. Clear? So what is this PIL? PIL is a mechanism started by Supreme Court so that more and more people can approach courts to have the justice. Now, PIL only had given one more uh, organization, means one more, uh, it has started the process, that is of the process of midday meal, so that each and every child, if poor also, can receive at least the education, and one day means one part of the day, means one times a meal in a day, whole day at least, that a child can get a meal, nutritious food in the school itself. And this is also started by the PIL. Then further in this we have studied about a case case of Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation, in which we have seen that previously it was very difficult uh, for anybody to uh, get the justice. Uh, like in slum areas, when people encroach means जबरदस्ती एक area में घुस जाते हैं forcefully, they enter to a particular area and start living in that area, that is called as encroachers. So when people, the slum area means गंदी कच्ची बस्ती जो होती है ना, जहाँ पर पुअर लोग जाकर रहने लग जाते हैं, तो दैट एरिया पीपल कोई भी जगह सिटी के अंदर चले जाते हैं और वहाँ पर वो लोग रहने लग जाते हैं, और वहाँ से उनको जब रिच पीपल होते हैं कभी-कभी उनको हटा देते थे, तो अर्लियर इट वाज वेरी इजी टू रिमूव देम फ्रॉम अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया, बट नाउअडेज the means such type of laws have been made that they will not be able to evict the land, means people will not evict the land, उनको खाली करने के लिए वो जगह खाली नहीं दे सकते, ऐसी लॉज बन गई है, बिकॉज अकॉर्डिंग टू आर्टिकल 21 of the constitution, the right to life and right to food is there. Article 21 has given the right to life and right to food. That means लोगों को रहने का और खाने का अधिकार है. अब वो जहाँ भी रह रहे हैं, that means they are doing the services, they are working in that particular place only for the uh, requirements of the daily needs, and that is why it is now very difficult process to uh, ड्राइव अवे दोज स्लम dwellers, वो कच्ची बस्ती के लोगों को वहां से हटाना, एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया से हटाना अब डिफिकल्ट हो गया है, बिकॉज नाउ डेज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज प्रोवाइडेड that everybody has the right to life, and everybody has right to life means when the people are living in the particular area, whether they are forcefully entered in that area, but they will not be driven out of that particular area because everybody has right to life. अगर उनको वहां से निकाल दिया जाएगा तो might be they will lose their jobs and all, which are nearby only, in the nearby areas only. And when they will lose the job, they will not be able to have the food and all, and that is why it is very difficult to evict that particular area from the slum dwellers. But that can be done, that another area could be provided to those same slum dwellers कि यहाँ से हटा करके दूसरी जगह आपको दे दिया जाए और पूरा प्रॉपर उनको सेटअप करके दिया जाए, then it will be possible for them. The case was the same, the Olga Terrace Bombay versus Bombay Municipal Corporation. This had I asked you in the previous class also to go through this, that finally the conclusion of this case was that the eviction of the petitioners will lead to the deprivation of their livelihood. That means the petition was put forward that they want that particular area to be evicted. Evicted means उस area को, particular area को जहाँ पर slum dwellers बैठ आ गए, जबरदस्ती forcefully बैठ गए थे, उनको वहां से हटाना था. But this petition was not considered because अगर एक बार उनको हटा दिया, then this will lead to the deprivation of the livelihood. उनका जो livelihood है, means of livelihood, maybe they will be working in that conditions over there only, उनका वहां से livelihood हटा दिया जाएगा, and consequently to the deprivation of life, और इसीलिए उनका एक तरीके से right to life भी हम लोग ले लेंगे, उनका खत्म कर देंगे. That is why this petition was not favored. Then further in this we have seen that why people do not go to the courts to settle the disputes and prefer that their small disputes could be settled among themselves only. If the disputes are is between two citizens of the country, between the landlords or the tenant or between anybody, then they prefer that आपस में बातचीत करके sort out हो जाए case, rather than to go to the court and file the case. Why? Because they think that uh, it takes the long time to get the justice in the court. Just because of this also, that people do not easily move towards the courts for the justice. So another reason, first of all, the legal process is very costly. Second, all the paperwork is there. Third, it involves that the justice, to get the justice, it takes a long number of years, it takes very much time to get the justice, and that is why people less prefer to go to the courts. But finally we can say that justice, in spite of this, there is a denying of that judiciary that plays, we can say that justice delayed is justice. We can get a justice, that is the phrase this which is written over here, that justice delayed is the justice denied. That means if the justice is given, the decision by the court is given very, means it takes a very long time, that means that seems that उनको justice नहीं मिला है. So it is this way that people think that they denied to go to the courts and they wanted to solve the problems among themselves only. But then also finally we have seen that the important work of judiciary, first and foremost, is to check the powers of the executive and legislature. First, to check the powers of the executive and legislatures, means both of them function properly. Legislature makes the laws in the proper way, execute, sees that those laws are executed, and thus justice is provided. If those laws are not being uh, are denied, are being violated, then it is further seen by the judiciary. And then judiciary also has important function to protect the fundamental rights of the citizen. So first and foremost thing, It checks the powers of executive and legislature. Second is it protects the fundamental rights of every citizen. Thus, we can say that the members of the Constituent Assembly had quite correctly envisioned the system of courts with independent judiciary. Then we say that yes, we have the independent judiciary, which is not under any pressure, under any guidance. It is free to give the decisions. So, like this, we came to an end. MCQs will be asked, go through the lessons, and yes, for the notebook assessment, whatever lessons are coming in periodic assessment 2, whatever lessons are coming in periodic assessment 2, the syllabus was given, but then also I'm repeating it here again that periodic assessment 2 history lesson number 5, that is when people rebel will come. Civics lesson number 4, understanding laws, and lesson number 5, that is judiciary. These two lessons of civics will come, understanding laws and judiciary. And in geography, lesson number 3, that is mineral and power resources. So these four lessons will come in periodic 2. Prepare nicely from inside and outside everywhere. Read the lessons carefully. Anything can be asked. Plus, for notebook assessment, these lessons only you have to do the work in the notebook neatly, make PDF of it, and you have to upload on the given link of for work submission. Am I clear? Previously also you have done in the periodic one, whatever lessons you have uploaded. Apart from that, now you have to upload the lessons given in periodic 2. And if any doubt, then also you can ask me. Okay, now that's all for today.